Welcome to Help Me Help Mama 5cast. I'm Cindy, and today I'm joined by a special caregiver guest. This is Phil Smith. Hi, Phil.
Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm getting along well, thank you.
Good. Thanks for joining me today. I've come to know Phil through a local Alzheimer's support group, so we've kind of been on this journey together a little bit.
Yes.
And I asked Phil here today to tell us about his caregiver journey and to answer one very specific question. But if you would first, tell us about your caregiver journey.
Surely. My main journey through the caregiving part of it was started with my wife. She developed memory problems, and from there and the learning of what those memory problems really represented, which was ultimately Alzheimer's. I was the caregiver for her from the beginning until she had to go to a facility, and that goes back to first noticing memory problems back in 2011, part of 12, and formal diagnosis of Alzheimer's in 2013.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a long journey.
It was. It seemed like it was real long. And it doesn't stop once they hit the facility, because you have to, I felt it was necessary to visit, support, understand, be present.
Absolutely.
When she went into the facility, and that was back in August of 2017.
So what were some of the things that you first noticed?
What I first noticed happened to be because my mother had Alzheimer's. The first things I noticed was the memory problems, the little memory problems that you so easily write off. Well, they're busy, their mind's on something else, it's not big. But then those memory problems became more of, I can't find my keys. And when that happens repeatedly, and I can't find my purse, and it's in weird places, really funny places that had been placed. The other one that I noticed most distinctly was repeated questions. Like, what did I do with something? And you'll answer it. And 2 minutes later, what did I do with something? And those repeated questions mirrored the things that I saw with my mother. So I said, it's time that we go see the physician and go from there, which we were referenced over to UAMS, and we saw them there that tested her, and eventually within 6 months to a year, that's when the formal diagnosis of Alzheimer's came out.
Wow. What a journey. So once you did recognize the issues, you admitted them.
Oh, yeah.
And that's probably because of your mother, the experiences you had. A lot of people aren't willing to admit it. They just kind of gloss over it and make up for shortcomings and answer the question 2 or 3 times. And
Yes.
just say, oh, it's just too much on her mind. But you admitted it.
Well, my kids noticed it, and my children, which are adult children, I shouldn't call them kids, they're my adult children, came to me. He says, Dad, did you notice Mom's asking? Did you notice Mom? Yes. Well, what is it? And I says, if it continues for very long, we're going to see a doctor. And that's how, because I think ignoring it delays the ability to treat. They can't cure, but help slow down the progression of the disease.
Absolutely.
So that's why it was important that we get there and do that. And of course, the diagnosis, from the time of diagnosis till she went in, that's a big story in itself. But because you progress through the stages of Alzheimer's.
Real quick, what is one thing that you know now that you wish you had known in the beginning of this?
I wish that, even though I'd helped with my mother, I wished I'd known about the resources that were available to you when you have a loved one or someone you're caring for suffering from dementia. The resources are just, there's many of them. Alzheimer's organizations, there's support groups, there's social workers within the hospitals and stuff, all can refer you. And there was a comfort to being able to talk to somebody that can say, hey, you might want to go over here and check this out. This is available to you. Yeah, you could get respite care here. You could get help there. That, to me, was the easing of the burden on my mind. I said, oh my goodness, where do I find them and how do I find them? Even with our internet available, you still have to look for
Absolutely.
those things.
There are so many resources available. Well, thank you for being brave and joining us today on this 5cast. And thank you for being a caregiver for your loved one. You're making a huge difference in their life.
So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, click on the subscribe button to subscribe to this channel and click on that little notification bell to be notified the next time we do a video.
And if you want to interact with us, check out the description below and leave us a comment and let us know what legal or caregiver topics you'd like to hear about.